What began as Nigel Farage's triumphant strut through the English shires after Reform UK's remarkable local election results has now been curtailed by that most inconvenient of realities, the party's own candidates. Just days after Reform stormed council chambers with over 600 new seats, one of its councillors, Donna Edmonds of Hodnet, was suspended, then resigned after daring to suggest the party might not be the long-term home for voters. A modest musing, you might think, but no, it was considered to have brought the party into disrepute, and she was gone within 48 hours. Now, Farage, as ever, has an explanation. This time, it's the vetting firm's fault. Last general election, it was contractors. This time, Reform reportedly paid £144,000 to vetting.com, co-owned by Boris Johnson's ex-faith advisor, which, if nothing else, suggested a divine sense of irony. Yet, despite this expenditure, at least a dozen candidates have now been suspended or dropped because of historic or recent online activity, from defending Jimmy Savile to calling Islam a false religion to eulogising Hitler's charisma as brilliant and even floating a statue of Tommy Robinson in every British town square. Reform's local roster increasingly reads like the comment sector of the Daily Stormer. In other words, Nigel Farage has cultivated a movement over which he has demonstrably no control. And when that lack of control becomes visible, he blames the admin. Donna Edmonds is not some naive. She's a former UKIP councillor, a journalist, and someone who had already signalled her discontent with the direction of Reform UK. She referred to the unceremonious removal of Robert Lowe, lowe-key, Rupert Arthur Lowe, another ex-MP and Farage critic, and suggested the party had become a vehicle for Nigel's ego, not a functioning democratic organisation. Well, you can't have that, can you? And the punishment for speaking her mind? Expulsion. For disloyalty, not for praising Tommy Robinson, not for engaging in conspiracy theorising or platforming the far right, but for hinting that perhaps Reform UK isn't fit for government. And the message is clear. Extremism may be tolerable, but internal dissent certainly is not. Now, we must ask the difficult question, why does this keep happening to Reform UK? Why can't it control its pen of wild swine? The problem is not just Reform's vetting procedures, it's Reform's very ideological ecosystem. This is a party that deliberately presents itself as anti-woke, anti-migrant, anti-globalist, anti-establishment, and such a platform built on resentment and cultural grievance inevitably attracts not only protest voters, but also extremists, conspiracists, and provocateurs. Farage may claim moderation, but his movement thrives on anger. His rhetoric, like the algorithmic rage that fuels it, encourages the very voices he now claims to disavow. You may recall that the 2019 general election, and Farage insisted any embarrassing candidate was simply the result of a bad selection process. Teething problems, he said, yet it keeps happening. With every electoral cycle, every headline-making comment, the pattern repeats itself. It's the same. There's the dodgy people all over the place. Farage has become, ironically, the victim of his own populism. He cannot professionalise his party without alienating his base, nor can he maintain credibility with the public if his party continues to platform people who praise dictators, deny abuse, or want to replace the cenotaph with a statue of Tommy Robinson. It's not just that Reform attracts odd bods, as one MP delicately put it, it's that its ideological ambiguity between libertarianism and authoritarianism, nationalism and nostalgia creates fertile ground for the politics of grievance to mutate into the politics of hatred. So let's not pretend this is merely a question of one councillor saying something silly. Donna Edmonds is a symptom, not a cause. Nigel Farage may claim his party has been stitched up by the vetters, but the truth is more damning. He built a tapestry himself. And if you cannot vet your vetters, cannot discipline your disciples, you cannot control your candidates, you are running a political party that doesn't work. You're not running a real political party, you're running a cult of personality, and you're doing it badly. Hello, Nigel Farage.